Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new here. Today's video is going to be a little different. I'm not going to tell a story and I'm not really talking about anything super paranormal. And this is just kind of one of my first videos branching out of that side of things, but still keeping it in that realm. Today, I actually wanted to bring up a couple of things about my decor pieces that I'm sure you've noticed behind me. And I wanted to bring them up because they are super special to me and they do play into why they are behind me in the first place and why you will see them in every single video before this one and after for quite a while, and probably for as long as I have a setup. So, if you follow me on Instagram or on Facebook, you probably know that a month ago, we had to put down one of our cats, and it was a very hard time for everybody in this house. We originally had 3 cats and 2 dogs and 2 of us in this place. And our one cat, who was my oldest cat, was very, very sick and had been from a very young age. And I spent 4 straight years, her entire life, I spent trying to figure out what was wrong with her and spending money going to the vet, getting tests done, doing everything that I could to make her comfortable, to make her happy, to change up what I was doing in my life to make it easier for her, and just all of those kinds of things. And we figured that when my roommate moved in 2017, that would kind of be the last and final straw. She was moving all of her stuff into my place, which is already really small, as well as her cat. And we figured that bringing another cat in, all of her stuff, and just everything would mentally overstimulate my cat. And it would kind of just push all of the problems that she was already having over the edge, that at this point, we had no idea what they were. The vets couldn't find anything. They tested her for multiple different things, and they just had no idea what it was. And so we finally moved everybody in, and she got better. And I mean, like 100%, 100 times got better. And she was this perfect little cat, the way she was the first year that I had her from a young age. Like, I got her as a kitten. So like, I've had her forever. And we were like, okay, we can do this. Like, this is okay. And we got a solid year and a couple months out of her being totally okay with no problems. She wasn't having seizures anymore. She wasn't gaining weight anymore. She wasn't violently attacking the other animals or me or my roommate. And it was just a weird but also welcome situation. And I've mentioned it before in a couple of my other videos, but we made the decision last year that we were going to be moving. And so we were prepping to travel across country with all 5 animals. And around Christmas of 2018, so a couple months ago, I was away at work and my roommate texted me and said, Artemis just had one of the worst focal seizures I've ever seen. Which really hit me hard. I felt so terrible. And I remember coming home and really being attentive to her and trying to figure out what was going on. And over the period of about 2 weeks after that, she continued to have the focal seizures. She started peeing under our Christmas tree and continually doing it. No matter how many times we cleaned it up, used enzyme cleaners, etc. We kept doing it. Started getting really violent and attacking the other animals again, and just generally started going downhill. So just before Christmas, I made the call to go to the vet, and I talked to them and I said, look, it's all starting up again. We got a really good year out of it, but I don't know what to do and I need some help. And vets kind of looked at me and they said, you know, we've been trying and trying and trying for 4 years straight. We don't know what this is. We don't know what's going on. We can't give you any straight answers. And in our professional opinion, if you really want to continue on with this, you can keep spending the money, keep spending thousands of dollars, potentially give her painkillers that may or may not work because we don't know what it's going to or what we need to be treating. Or you can just make the call and end her suffering, because obviously she cried constantly. She always freaked out and seemed like she was in pain in some ways. And it was just getting really heartbreaking and really hard to deal with. So we made the call that we were going to put her down, and they said, we can't come to your house and do it at home before Christmas, but we can come after. So I scheduled to have them show up at our house a week before my cat that I grew up with actually passed away. So before the anniversary, exactly a week before. So that's what happened in January. That was why I had the videos about how we remember the dead and how we need to have that conversation about grief, whether it's an animal or a person and a family member, regardless. One of the things that we had talked about quite a bit was how we were going to take care of her ashes. And we had decided that we wanted to cremate her, but because we were moving, we felt really horrible that we would get her cremated and then let her ashes go somewhere here and then move across the country. We're both huge believers in the supernatural, and we just didn't feel right about doing that. We didn't feel right about like leaving her ashes here and disappearing on her and, you know, potentially having her not be able to find us in the future. So we decided we were going to get her ashes taken down to our local glass shop. Now, this glass studio is amazing. They opened a couple of years ago, and I love them. I have quite a few pieces in the background from them, and they do something really, really cool. And they work with ash, and they work with cremains, and they put them into their glass work. And seriously, you can get whatever you want done. Like, it's amazing, and it floors me at how well they have done in the past, looking at all the things that they've done. So they create anything from little tiny figurines to jewelry to kitchenware to everything. Drinking glasses, bowls, vases, statues, you name it, they can make it. And so we have a couple of pieces already, which is why we kind of knew about all of this and why I really wanted to go there. So this guy here that sits behind me was actually created by them, and it's a white sparkly pearl dust pumpkin, and they did it around Halloween, and I loved it so much that I couldn't walk away from it. So I bought it and it came home with me. And it now sits in the background here. And then the other thing that I have here, which you guys have seen since I started doing YouTube videos, is this lovely urn right here. Now, this urn has a very special place for me. As you can see, it is blue and yellow and all swirly. And I'm actually planning on doing a series in the future about this, so I won't talk too much about this urn, but it does have ash in the top of the lid and actually in the base of the urn itself. And this urn is one of my great uncles, and that's where I'm going to leave it, because I am, like I said, planning on doing an entire series about this man right here. So he has been in my videos since October. He has kind of been my good luck charm, and I love having him behind me so very much. So we decided that we were going to get our cat's ashes put into items. And we came out knowing that my roommate really wanted a paperweight for her work desk. And we wanted something that we could take with us in the car so that she could drive across the country with us, but still be small enough that it wasn't like taking a full-sized urn or something in the car with us. And so we got one of those pieces made. And then I had this great, brilliant idea that because her name was Artemis, we were hoping that they could make a bow and arrow out of glass, which they did. And it's amazing. So we got 4 pieces in total done. The first one that we got is this paperweight for my roommate's desk. And you can kind of see all of the like bubbles and wispies. And all of the colors are in black and white. She wants a black and white cat. And there is ash all the way throughout this. And then for our little dash sitter piece, we got these sleeping cats. Now, this is completely adorable. I didn't even think about this, and we went in to book our appointment, and they had a whole bunch of them sitting out that didn't have ash in them. And we were like, that's exactly what we want to go on our dash. So you can see the little sleeping kitty with his ears. And you can see the little specks that are in the glass inside the color is where all of the ash is. So her ashes are in there as well. And then this piece I absolutely adore. This is the bow and arrow piece that they made for us. My roommate drew it up and they executed it perfectly. So there is ash in this part and the string, nothing in the actual arrow. And then there's also ash in the base. And as you can see, it's a fairly decent size. It's pretty heavy. It's nice and sturdy. And the great thing about this is that if it does break in transport, when we move, we can send it back and they will fix it for us, which is absolutely amazing. They also ship all around the world, and you can actually send them your ashes and get them done, and they will send them back to you. We gave them full creative control over everything. We just told them the base idea and the fact that we wanted everything black and white. So they had complete creative control, and I'm so, so happy with how it turned out. Now, the last one that we had done was an urn to hold on to the last bit of her ashes. And it was kind of a last minute thing. We sprung it on them really quickly. And the same man who did the urn for my uncle did hers as well. And he did such a good job of memorializing her in glass. Now, this urn has has ashes all the way around the outside here. And it's not see-through the way that the blue and yellow one is. And it's got this perfect little base. And as we were saying when he was making it, it's cute and fat, just like her. So this now sits beside my uncle in the background. So if you ever see it, that is where that came from. Of course, this isn't something that you have to do. It is just an idea. We really love the idea of memorializing ashes in glass and keeping them personal and close to us and having them in the house without actually, having an urn that is very obviously an urn. And it makes it a lot more personal, and it makes it a lot cuter, I guess is the word. I absolutely love these pieces that Lumel has created for us. And I 100% absolutely am going to be doing this again in the future with any of our other pets when they do pass away, whether it is sending them all the way back here to the Yukon to be memorialized by Lumel, or trying to find a glass studio in our new home and getting them done that way. I want to know if you guys have gotten any of your family members or pets' ashes memorialized in cool ways, whether it's in glass like we did or in jewelry. I know there are like lots of different ways that you can do it. Have you gotten them in one of those eco boxes where you can plant them and they grow a tree? If you have, please leave that down below in the comments. I would love to hear how you have memorialized your family members and pets. It would make me so very happy to hear your stories about how you remember them every single day. If you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it and maybe you got some inspiration of what to do. I know one of my coworkers has quite a few of her pets' ashes in her home, still in the bags that she got from the crematorium, and we were talking about it and she's like, you know what, I'm going to go to Lumel and get some figurines done too. So I'm glad to have had that talk with her, and I really hope that maybe this inspired you to do the same if you just weren't sure what to do for your pet. There are plenty of places online. Of course, check out their credibility before you ship your ashes off to them, or see if there's one in your town or nearby that you can just drive to and make an appointment, because there are glass studios everywhere. I know there's also one in Alberta that's doing them, and I'm sure there are plenty in the States that you can look up as well, or Europe, wherever you are watching this from. I love you guys so very much. Please, if you do enjoy my videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I do upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Artemis, what are you doing? Yeah? Do you like Rollo? Baby, you're gonna fall.
And hissing.
Good catch, baby.
That was so random. If you haven't already, make sure to go to Tyler's channel. I'll leave links in the description so you can check out his content. He has really
I love you.